What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update of Bitcoin, and what we're going to do is work through the time frames today. We're going to be going from the 1 hour all the way out to the 1 day. And what we want to do is kind of look at some divergence that's taking place on the RSI and also where we may potentially be having some selling pressure. So we're going to jump into this. If you guys get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Just wanted to point out as well, I got a little space heater in the background, so if you can hear that, I apologize, but it's cold out right now, and we're just going to make this happen. So let's dig into this, guys. So first of all, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin here on the 1 hour time frame. And the thing I'm paying attention to the most in terms of indicators, obviously we're always looking at support and resistances, and we're going to get into that. But in terms of indicators, we're looking at this 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. So basically, since we have broken out of this symmetrical triangle, and that took place on October 8th, we have been trading up above that 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. So we're going to watch that. Support at that area would be at $15,538 is going to be the area. And what you also see is some of that divergence that's taking place on the RSI, where price was rising and your RSI, you're actually having lower highs taking place there. Now on the 1 hour time frame, the RSI is at 40 right now, so this could be a spot where we do get a bounce off that 200 if we do push a little bit lower here. Now, in terms of when we're not looking at the moving averages and we're just looking at support and resistance, we'd want to first stay up above 15,789. If we lose that, the next major area of support I'd be looking at is 14,892. And as we click through the time frames here, we're going to go into the 4 hour time frame now and take a look at this. And we're going to take a look at the moving averages as well and just see what happens. So on the 4 hour time frame now, the lowest we have gotten out of the symmetrical triangle was back to the 50 moving average. And right now we actually had a 4 hour candle close below this 4 hour. So we do want to pay attention to that, and we're running into this support area here of 15,789. I want to see what we end up doing with that. The RSI on the 4 hour time frame's at 51, so we do have plenty of room, guys. If this is all the more Bitcoin wants to cool down and it's ready to go back up and attempt to try to get over 16,485, it can do it. But, you know, as we're going through these time frames here, I'm looking, we may have a little bit deeper retracement to come. So if we go into the 8 hour now, so for the 8 hour, we've stayed up above this 20 EMA most of the time as well out of this symmetrical triangle. So let's keep an eye on that. And we actually back tested that recently today. You can see how important that is, and that support area we'll continue to talk about, 15,789. See if we can hold up above that. Still same deal, divergence, price moving up, relative strength, lower highs taking place on it. On the 8 hour, RSI is at 59 right now. If we move into the 12 hour, this one I really like to use for cryptocurrency. Since it's 24 hour market, the 12 is really good to use. And this is what I've been looking at. I've done a couple videos on it. This 20 EMA right here in purple on the 12 hour time frame. So out of this symmetrical triangle, we have stayed up above that the entire time. So once we start having candle closes below that, that may be a sign there that we may start having a deeper retracement, because guys, we can't be greedy here. This has been a heck of a move out of here. So since the close out of the symmetrical triangle, we have went up 50%. This has been a heck of a run, and you know how Bitcoin works. It typically has those, like even over here, we had an 11% correction. Many times we'll get that 10 to 25% correction before we get moving again, so that we can try to get over top of some of those higher highs. If we jump out to the 1 day, on the 1 day we had a doji candle that closed, so we do definitely want to be aware of that. And you can see now today, basically at the open of the candle, we have just gotten pushed down. So this would almost be like a bearish belt hold line candle. So we do want to be aware of that, but you know, the close isn't going to be for another 12 hours. So we got a lot of time here, but we're going to see if it's something similar to like we had back in this, where we had this rickshaw man doji, then we cooled down, we pushed down before we tried to go back up again. But you know, we're running into that 15,789. We have to see if we can hold that as support. Volatility stop is at 15,060 right now. The 20 EMA is going to be at 14,753, and that would still be a really nice cool down if we could go down into that area. I mean, even this 50 would put us back around 13,309. So those are the areas that I'm going to watch. The RSI is at 70 right now on the 1 day time frame. If we get into the technicals of Bitcoin and take a look at this on the 1 day, we have a 2 sell, 8 neutral, 18 buy, And that's the overall summary. The oscillators 1 sell, 7 neutral, and a 3 buy. Our moving average has been looking great, and that's where we're getting the big buy, or where we're getting the buy signal from, is because we're still up above that 20, 50, 100, and 200 moving average. Our 200 moving average isn't, it's all the way back around $11,057. So that's pretty deep there, guys. That's how overextended we've gotten on this move here. So just be cautious up in this area, trailing stop losses, those type of things. But this has been one heck of a move. And, you know, this is the name of the game of Bitcoin. If we just want a quick cool down, a 2 or 3 day cool down, and then another move to the upside, it can happen. So just be cautious in this area. That's what I want to bring to you today. God bless each and every one of you, my friends. Take care.